The 13th General Council of the Church, the First Council of Lyons, held in 1245 AD. 30 years after the closing of the 12th General Council held at the Lateran, the 13th opened the city of Lyons in the country of France. The reason for calling this council was the trial of Emperor Frederick II. Frederick was the king of Sicily and the emperor of Germany. At the age of 4, his father had died, entrusting the infant king to the care of Pope Innocent III. It was to protect him that the Pope excommunicated Emperor Otho, who had attacked the kingdom of Sicily. The election of Frederick as emperor was also at the suggestion of Innocent, but within 5 years of his coronation, Frederick turned against his patron, the Pope, and the Church. For over 30 years, Frederick fought against such popes as Honorius III, Gregory IX, and Innocent IV, who called the Council of Lyons to pass judgment on Frederick. Frederick was an intelligent and active man. He was as much at home with Muslims as with Catholics, and his court was half Muslims. It was to this time that the Pope entrusted the task to lead a crusade against the Saracens of the Holy Land. The crusade, as we saw earlier, was a fiasco, and Frederick took no part in it. Instead, he marched his army to Lombardy in 1236 AD and defeated the Lombards in Battle of Contonovo near Bergamo on the 27th of November. He boasted that he would make Rome his capital and rule in line with Romulus and Julius Caesar of Roman antiquity. The Pope felt helpless, and then on March 24th, Frederick was excommunicated. The emperor then wrote to some cardinals who were his friends that the Pope had overstepped his authority and that they should meet to depose him. Gregory knew that the only way to counteract Frederick was to call a council. Hence, he sent out letters to all bishops to meet at Rome after Easter of the year 1241 AD. It was difficult for the bishops to reach Rome through the land route. Gregory made arrangements with the ruler of Genova to bring bishops to Rome by ships. Hearing of this, Frederick paid a large sum of money to the Duke of Pisa to stop the Genoese fleet carrying the bishops. In a naval encounter in the Pisan fleet, he defeated the bishops and took 2 cardinals prisoners. They were handed over to Frederick. Hence, the council never met, and the emperor was making preparations to march to Rome. Pope Gregory died on the 21st of August that same year. The Holy See remained vacant for nearly 2 years. At the death of Gregory, there were only 12 cardinals, and 2 of them were captives at the hands of the emperor. On the 23rd of June 1243 AD, they elected Cardinal Freschi, who took the name Innocent IV. The new pope was a lawyer and a diplomat and an able administrator. He made it clear to the emperor that it was God's mandate that the pope rule absolutely and universally. It was his idea that the pope was supreme both in spiritual and temporal matters. In 1244 AD, there was a plot to kidnap the pope by Frederick. On the 2nd of December 1244 AD, dressed in the habit of a monk, Pope Innocent escaped from Rome and traveled to Lyons in France. A month later, the call of a general council was given. The date for the meeting was fixed on the 24th of June 1245 AD. The Pope demanded that the emperor should personally be present at the council. On the appointed day, 150 bishops came to Lyons. The German bishops were forbidden to travel to Lyons by the emperor. There were 3 public sessions, and the only topic of discussion was Emperor Frederick. On the opening day, the Pope preached a passionate sermon. In colorful terms, he described the 5 wounds of the church, namely, the sinfulness life of the clergy, the recapture of the Holy Land by the Saracens, the Greek threat to the Latin Empire of Constantinople, the devastation of Hungary by the Tatars, and Frederick's persecution of the church. On the 28th of June, the council took up the case of the emperor. He was not present but had sent his legate Thaddeus, who was a lawyer, to argue his case. He pleaded that his master should not be condemned before hearing him speak of his views. 9 days were given to the emperor to appear before the council, but he never came. Finally, on the 17th of July, the sentence of excommunication was passed on Frederick, followed by deposition. The council passed on 2 canons. One of the canons urged a new crusade against the Saracens. The council ended on the 17th of July, 1245 AD. For 5 years, Frederick continued his persecution on the church. On the 13th of December 1250 AD, he died unrepentant.